Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today we are going to do another shop my stash. I'm going to go through all of the products that I've been using lately, that I've been focusing on for the month of June, and picking out some new products for the month of July. I am going to do like a top-down view this time just because I know last month I didn't really do that. I am going to do that this month just to, I don't know, get some variety in, and I know you guys like seeing my overall collection and like overviews of my collection. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related, and I love trying new makeup, but I also am really trying to focus on curating my collection to be products that I love, that I use all the time. So I just want to make sure that I'm keeping products that I really enjoy and that I'm actively using all of the products in my collection. So I do a lot of project panning, I do a lot of shop my stashes, but I also try some new makeup products every once in a while. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already. And let's just hop into today's video. So I know that in terms of the old products for this month, I didn't choose a ton, mainly because I was focusing on a face palette, which I don't normally use very often, to be honest. So let's just talk through some of the old picks. I will have a timestamp linked down in the description box if you want to skip forward to the new items that I'm picking out, but I figured let's go through the old products first and kind of just talk about what I liked and what I didn't like about them. The first item I have here is my Patrick Ta blush duo in the shade She's So LA. This is a really pretty, just like everyday blush shade. It kind of even has like bronzery tones, but I think this works so well as just like a blush topper. If I don't love the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Joy that's in my project pan right now, I love putting the powder on top just to kind of tone everything down. I also like the cream part of this a lot, and they pair so well together. I think it's just a really good formula. I have raved about his blushes forever. This is currently the only one that I own. The other one that I owned was a different shade. It was in the shade Do We Know Her, and that's just not my type of vibe. It's very peachy corally, and I'm just not a peachy corally type of person. So I really liked this. I'm glad I got some use out of it this past month, but I am ready to put it away and pick out some new products for the month of July. The next item here is my Charlotte Tilbury the Super Nudes Easy Eye Palette. I love this palette. This is one of my favorite like go-to palettes for every day. It just has everything I need, especially lately. I've been really liking matte looks lately, but I like these two shades. I find that these two shades are the ones that I reach for the most. This is just like a really good transition shade, and obviously the black is really good for like a little wing eyeliner moment. I've been really liking this, and if you watched my No Palette Left Behind challenge update, I did manage to hit all 5 uses on this palette, so I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to take this out of my shop my stash just because there are definitely a couple other eyeshadow palettes that I need to work my way through, especially for that challenge. So yeah, I'm glad I was able to hit my goal for my No Palette Left Behind challenge, and honestly this is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. The formulas are very creamy, but they blend so easily. This is just one of the best like eyeshadow formulas I've ever worked with. It's just really good. I really enjoy it, and I'm really glad I was able to hit my goal with this palette. The next item I want to talk about is my Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint. I actually really enjoyed this. This is one of my favorite skin tints that I have in my collection. I really like how lightweight this is, especially in the summertime. I think it just looks so beautiful. I love how easy it is to blend out with your fingers. You can blend it out with the brush if you would like to. I just think it's a really good product, especially for the summer, and I think the shade match is spot on for me. Like it just never looks bad. So I really liked this. I'm glad I had this in my shop my stash, and it really gave me an excuse to use it. I am probably gonna take it out for this month though, just because I have a lot of foundations. I want to make sure I'm using all of them, and I already know that I love this product and will continue to use it, so I think it's just time to maybe try something else for a bit. And the last item I had in my June shop my stash was my Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm face palette. So this palette has these two contour shades down here. This is a blush topper kind of highlighter, and this is just like a normal highlighter. I did use this, but I mainly focused on these two bronzer shades. I didn't end up using the blush topper as much as I thought I would. Again, I just don't love those like peachy tones on me that much, but I like this palette a lot. I think the bronzer formulas are really good. They're really blendable. I do like the formula of it. I like the packaging of this a lot. I think that's honestly really pretty, but didn't use this as much as I thought I would or as much as I wanted to. I am going to take it out though. I have just a lot. I have a lot in my collection and I want to make sure that I'm using all of it. So even though I did like this, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to pick something else to use for the month of July. So those are all the products I had in my Shop My Stash for last month. Let's switch to this month's picks now. So I'm starting to kind of run out of space here for all of my foundations and primers, but for this month, I think I'm gonna pull out my Dior Forever Skin Glow. This is in the shade 3 Warm Olive, which is typically a little bit too dark for me, but since it is kind of like peak summertime, I feel like this would match pretty well. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this out. It's nice and lightweight. It's like a good medium coverage. And if I don't want to go in with like a full foundation, I have been using my NYX Bare With Me Serum Concealer as a foundation, and I think that will work as well. So it's just a good option, I think. And I don't know, I do really like this formula. I think it's a really good formula, and I haven't used it in a while, so I feel like I should. So I'm pulling this out. And then I'm not going to pick out a new primer because I do have the one in my project pan still. I'm not going to pick out a new powder because, again, I have one in my project pan. And I have a concealer in my project pan. So that's pretty much it for this drawer. For this drawer, I have my face palettes and highlighters. I think I'm going to pull out my Flower Beauty Day Glow. I haven't used this in a while, and I do think it's a really pretty potted highlighter. It just leaves like the prettiest, barely there shine. And I haven't used it in a while, and I would like to. So I'm going to pull this one out. And I'm not going to pull out any more face palettes just because I did use this Charlotte Tilbury one this last month, and I'm not really interested in using my Benefit Cheek Leaders palette right now. So this is the highlighter pick. I've definitely said this before, but this is probably my favorite drawer out of all of the ones that I have. For bronzer, I do have quite a few to choose from. A lot of them are creams though, which is a little bit not the best because I do have my e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in my project pan right now, and I don't really want to put another cream product in there. I think if I'm going to choose one though, it's going to be this one from M Cosmetics. I feel like I haven't used this in a while, and it's just a really pretty, like, kind of more neutral toned bronzer. I have this in the shade Silhouette. I'm gonna pull this out. I haven't used it in a while, and I probably should, to be honest. Bronzer, I am a lot more excited about cream bronzers than I am about powder bronzers, so I feel like I just don't have that many and aren't interested in having that many, but I do have a lot of cream ones in here that I can see that I really want to use that I just haven't been able to yet. So I am also going to pick out a new powder blush. I have this one, the Patrick Ta She's So LA blush that I just had in my Shop My Stash. I'm gonna put that back. But for this month, I'm honestly not sure what I want to do. I think I'm gonna put in this cream blush. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss cream blush in the shade 110 Nude Kiss. I haven't used this in a while, and I do really enjoy it. It's just a really pretty, like, kind of more glowy, balmy blush. I was thinking about maybe choosing another blush too, but none of these are really, like, calling out to me. Yeah, none of the rest of these are really calling out to me, so I think I'm gonna leave it here. I have, like, my setting sprays in here, but I usually just reach for those when I feel like I need to put on a setting spray, so I'm not gonna purposefully pick one out from my project pan. I do feel like I need, like, a powder blush to put in though, so I'm gonna put in my tried and true. This is my Essence, the blush. You can see the packaging is completely fallen apart. This blush is one of my favorites. Essence doesn't have the greatest packaging, but this blush itself is absolutely stunning. So let's pull this out. I think it's just, like, the best blush and it's like $3, so really you can't go wrong with it. And the last thing I have here are all of my eyeshadow palettes. I guess I'm gonna pull out Colourpop Going Coconuts just because I've only used this one time in the last 6 months, and I thought I used it more than that, but I guess not. So I am going to put this in there. This is just a really good neutral palette, you know, great for every day, and it's small enough that I feel like I can travel with it without feeling like I'm gonna break it. And if it does break, it's pretty affordable, so it's not like the end of the world if it does break. And then I do want to choose like a kind of fun option as well, but I'm not sure what. I guess it's gonna be my Beauty Bay Youtopia palette because I haven't used this and I thought I would use this a lot more. It just has these really bright and vibrant like summery colors, which I don't reach for that often, but I feel like maybe adding this to my Shop My Stash would get me to reach for it a little bit more, especially this purple shade. This purple shade looks really stunning right now, and so does this one. I don't really use colors that deep or pigmented, so I feel like this would be a good addition too. Yeah, I think that's good. So this is everything that I'm picking out for this month. I think that's a pretty good haul. I have a couple of different options here for blushes and forgot this one. I have a couple different blushes, or I have a different couple options for blushes and for eyeshadow palettes, which is usually the two like color products that I use often. So I think this is a good haul. I think this would be good, and I will hopefully see a little bit more progress, especially on the palettes for my No Palette Left Behind challenge this next month. I hope you guys are having a great day today. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.